Hello, welcome to the Godbrain Games tutorial of how to make a Google 3D pie chart on your HTML web page using JavaScript. I visualized it as just adding a JavaScript, like I guess donut onto like a HTML plate. It's pretty simple that way. So the imports here, which is just an open script and a closed script with the source in between it. The source file, it's pretty easy. You'll find it on anytime you search Google 3D pie chart. There'll always be that line. So in the future, you can check Godbrain Games GitHub whenever you want to grab it, because this script's up there and there should be more. Or a script. There's another 3D pie chart script in my GitHub. All right, so then we get into actually naming and sizing it. ID, the name is pretty important because we're gonna call it again when we get the element at the end. So make sure you always change it in both places. Let's see. The style for the width, that's style width 100. It means if these aren't here, well, at least max width isn't here, it'll go to 100% of the page width wise. But right now it's at 600 and height 600. I'll put it back so I can show you what 300 look like. Boom. And you can highlight these. It's really cool too as well. Either side, if you want to grab it from either way. It won't let you click it, but at least it'll highlight whichever area it is on the right. But that's still pretty cool. All right, so back to this. So now we have, and that's just in a division tag. I put all my tags, pretty much everything's in beginning and ending comments as well, just to make it easier. So we have it named, sized. Make sure you have those open and closed divisions. And now we actually go into like the building of the script. You'll know we're building with JavaScript because you notice the comments change, because HTMLs are less than an exclamation point, dash dash. But anyways, so it starts with the script open tag, and then this is just loading stuff that, it's gonna be boilerplate pretty much on everything. Yeah, you're gonna probably name your function draw chart. Otherwise, don't hate yourself like that. All right, so when it comes to actually naming the part we're all here for, is naming the actual individual columns and stuff like that. Right, the important line is the top one here. This makes the format. So don't delete it. I tested it out, and I guess I can do it right here for the tutorial to see what would happen. Because as a lead developer, I guess I can tell you now, see, it won't show up. Like, there's no one else who's gonna. I'll look for the answer somewhere else, but the but kind of stops. You know what I mean? So that's that. And like this, so this is my GitHub page too that I have the script on or something similar on, because we're gonna probably break every script that we have intentionally, so we don't unintentionally break it at an inopportune time. All right, so that's back. Run it again. We got our stuff back. Boom. And One thing I am curious about is what happens if you go over 100%. Oh, okay, so yeah, that's a good place to bring it up. If you go over 100%, they do not care. Cool. Well, they do care. I guess they do the math differently, but normally when you don't try and break your, when you're not trying to break it, it's just normal up to 100% math on all the stuff. Like it'll only show, I guess, yeah. It just goes title, then percentage, title, then percentage, title, then percentage. You can try and add one more on just to see, I don't know, break it. I'll cut this off. So it was 10, so 5 and 5 should still equal 100. What are we looking at? Something I broke. Wonder where I broke it. I guess it can only handle that many. Let's see. I might have just broke it. Or we maxed out how many, I don't know, tutorial. 5 again. No, that was just an error. Web development, Unity game dev, movies, tutorial, broadcasting. Yeah, it doesn't care. I don't know what I did, but to double check to make sure we're not at our limit, because that'd be a weird error to have. No errors. Whatever. Doesn't matter if it's over. I just want to know if it'll show up. That's so weird. This guy didn't put a comma. Yep. Yep. I didn't put a comma. And that's funny. You don't have to be perfect in a coding tutorial because you wouldn't be a real coder. Alright, so after that, so there doesn't seem to be any limit on how many you can have, but that's how you do it anyways with the format and percentage. And after that, we title our chart, which is pretty cool. Sorry, I have to stop myself from breaking code because, like, what's the limit of your code? Let me know. Let me find out. You know what I mean? So I guess I'll get better at that. All right, so now this chart name is tutorial. Boom. And that's in the, there we go. So options constant, by the way, if anyone ever asks, it means constant. It wasn't, they weren't being like tricky or anything with it. It really just means constant. It's coding constant. 3D to true. This isn't usually true. Just for our 3D. I could probably change it to 2D right now. That's proof, yeah. I can change it. It's never usually 3D. So like you saw true and false, you can change your pie chart to 3D. And you're probably gonna see a 2D pie chart up on my GitHub in like 5 minutes after this is up, because it's too easy. All right, and to wrap it up, the draw, which is the last thing before the end of script tag. I guess I can't say, I don't know if it's coding etiquette, but I strongly suggest like the end tags. It's like writing your own end and comment, because I'm not. Come on. And then, all right, so the draw, which is where your chart actually becomes real, or on the screen, I guess. That's where the name is so important, because if you like straight up copy and paste from a tutorial and only change like in one spot, check that place first, just because that's an easy error to make. So constant, again, chart, Google.visualization. I'm not gonna, you'll remember it eventually off the top of your head, but it's pretty cool what the process is. You know what I mean? Google visualization pie chart, because it has, I'm sure, as many charts as Google could have, you know what I mean? So, and then you end the script, a little bit of extra code there, but that's not gonna change. Well, that's just our names here. Data, options. So we're just wrapping it all up, just calling everything together for the draw function to do what the draw function does. And that's it. Close your body tag, close your HTML tag, and that's it. I only skipped over like the, I guess, somewhat minutia, just because you're probably gonna name these functions very similar titles to that. Yeah, that's it. You have your own 3D pie chart. Make it shorter, I guess, so you can see. It's pretty simple. You won't have any problems. If you do, write your problems down in the comment section, and I'll answer them as soon as possible. Yep. Oh, and probably a like color. Who has edit these colors eventually, at least manually? That has to be a tutorial too, or at least somewhere. All right. Have a good night. Bye.